Hi guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Good timing. So my name is Confidence. I am a YouTuber based here in Canada. I talk about my life here in Canada, and I also give some tips here and there that would help people that want to come in. Note, I am not an immigration consultant or anything. I just give out what I think can help someone, right, to come into the country. If you're seeing my face for the first time, please do not make it your last. Subscribe, okay? And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always stopping by and encouraging this channel. Well, today I would be talking about POF. Them guys, I have gotten lots of messages regarding POF. People kept asking me, how did you do your POF? How did you do your POF? I thought I had that covered in the video I showed how I structured my document. I thought I had that information all covered up, right, to show how I did my POF. But this was very consistent. This message was very consistent on my Instagram. Then it was consistent, and then even in the videos I made regarding all this immigration stuff, right, this information, how did you do your POF? Like it sounded strange to me anyways, but I decided that I would, even I got emails regarding this, right, I decided that I will make a video and talk about POF, how I did my POF, maybe clarify more. I think I did in that video, but I think I will just clarify more how I did my POF and some of the ways you can go about your POF, right, and everything regarding this POF stuff. For me, right, as at the time I was submitting my application, my POF was my first year school fees, which was about 19,000, right, showing my first year school fees, and then standard of expensive living, that's around 10,000. Then I showed like 3,500. As at the time I was submitting the application, I showed like 3,500 miscellaneous. Okay, I would explain. I paid my first semester school fees, but I had the balance. I actually wish I had paid everything, because it would have saved me the stress of the dollar, the fluctuation that happened. Well, I paid my first semester school fees and had the balance, right, and had the balance for the second semester, and then I showed the 10,000 living expenses, and I showed 3,005 miscellaneous. So miscellaneous is to say, oh, I can fund my flights going there and can get an Airbnb before I start paying the actual rent, like taking care of the things that are not identified. These are the things I can do. Well, at the time I was applying, these are the things that I used. Then how I said I am self-sponsored. How was I able to sponsor myself? I was doing a lot of jobs, right? I was doing contracts, I was doing full-time jobs. I have 2 full-time jobs. I had contracts that I was doing, right? And this money were consistent. They keep coming in consistent every month. Luckily, I am at that time, as at then I was earning on the high side, so it was not really a challenge. Thank God, the money part was not really a challenge for me as at then. So I had that covered. But what I did again is that, yes, you said you are earning this is where it's coming. I had a particular account anyways, that anything, contracts, whatever, this is the account I'm giving clients. This is where this money is coming from. Salary accounts is one particular account, and then there is saving account. So I had a earning account, and I had a savings account. I don't give people my savings account to pay in money into it. I move money from my earning account to my savings account. That was how I did it. So if a client pays, right, and if I say I'm on a contract, I had contract documents, right, to back it up, to say, oh, this girl is on a contract, and this is the contract, this is the way they want to pay for this contract and everything. So I had things to back this up. And for the salary earning, it was consistent. Yeah, every month these companies pay me certain amount every month. So when these things are done, come in at the end of the month, I just move it to the save. I moved 80% of it to the savings account and use the others for expenses. Even my salary account was my expense account. So that's two banks. I use two banks for my proof of funds. What other question? So I will be looking down here. I had some things written down so that I don't get to like forget some of the major questions. People said, asked again, how much did you use for your proof of funds? Well, as at then, it was around like 34,000 Canadian dollars. I think my school fees was around 19,000, and then the 10,000 Canadian dollars for living expenses, then the 3,500. That's approximately 34,000 Canadian dollars as at 2023 December when I applied. That got me approved in 7 days. Currently it's changed, right? How much do you need for your proof of funds? Is the process is changed, right? So you will need first to show your first year school fees. You will need to show your first year school fees and $20,635 living expenses. I used to advise miscellaneous 5k 3,500. If you have it, show it. It's better that your money is over than is less, right? Whatever it is, show it. So that's how much you need. If your school fees for 1 year is 20,000 and your the standard of living is already 20,600 plus, then that's around 40,000. Then let's say miscellaneous for 4k, that's what you need for that proof of funds is 44,000, right? It's a different thing to say I have the money. As another different thing to show where this money is coming from. You have to, if you are to ask me, be as transparent as you can. That's the goal of getting approved faster. I will tell you maybe subsequently. I think I will do a video to explain this particular context, but be as transparent as you can. That's one of the ways you can get approved faster. People say that it's now tougher. We're not getting approved. People are getting rejections. That's not a lie. People are really getting rejections. But at least 4 persons that came to me for this process, they were approved in days, and that's because they were as transparent as they could to explain the processes, right? So yeah. The other question is, who can sponsor you? The truth is that anybody can actually sponsor you. Anybody can actually. You have to show the business they do. You are saying the business they do, you are also showing. So this process is like show workings, right? You are saying it. You have to also show us what your people or whoever that is sponsoring you, that is family, does. If you also say uncles can sponsor you, right? Aunties, right? If you say your auntie is sponsoring you, that's fine, right? Why is your auntie sponsoring you? Show it. It could be from the angle of she saw me through the university, my first degree, and she has been involved in my life. You can show evidence, chat evidence, that's of whoever it is that is sponsoring you, that to show the relationship you've had with this person up until the date, right, and why they are sponsoring. So your uncles can sponsor you, but make sure that you are coming with a solid defense on why they are sponsoring you. Your siblings, any of them. And the thing again is that you necessarily do not have to have like one sponsor. It could be 2, right? But if there are 2, make sure that it's solid, right? What you are showing is solid. How are they earning? Why are they able to sponsor you? Why are they sponsoring you? How is their earning, right? Their earning brackets. And you have to show all of those things. If they even have lump sum in their accounts for whoever that is sponsoring you, explain the lump sum. Explain it. There is nothing like over explanation. I used to see this process as like interview, right? where, but this time around nobody is speaking to me. I have to convince them that you can, like, take me based on what I am writing and what I'm showing. Nobody is going to ask me questions. They either reject you or accept you. So because I know that I want them to accept me, I make sure that whatever I'm submitting, I am backing it up with evidence. So my auntie works here, show evidence. My auntie did this, she did show, if she sponsored me in school in my first degree, show the evidence. There should be an evidence that shows that had there been even transaction in the so year. Go and print it and show that, even if it's 2020, go and print it and show that this person, like, there was a transaction. That would actually make them know that you are even thorough and you are not lying, right? So yeah, anybody can sponsor you, but I advise that make it within the family. Then any lump sum, you get to like explain it. For your people that are using their business as sponsorship as a POF, is not bad, that's okay, but make sure that you have your tax history and you have your tax clearance documents. I have seen, not heard, I have seen people being rejected because they didn't have their tax clearance, right? So if you are saying that you are a business owner and this is what your business generates at the end of every month, right? And first, make sure that your business is within the brackets where you can boldly say, I am using it for my proof of funds, like he's generating that money for you. Explain what you do in that business. Show your CAC registrations. Show your tax clearance that you are paying tax, you are a good citizen already in your country. Show that, and make sure that your business is in the level of where it can be able to generate that revenue, to say where it can be able to generate that revenue that you are boldly saying that your business is what is taking you, sponsoring the whole process, right? If you are not there, also explain how you tend to run this business even in your absence. If also means showing your social media pages, however, but make sure that you are showing workings, right? Make sure you are showing workings. Whatever you are saying, show it. Say it, show it. Don't show it and not say it, and don't say it and not show it. So if you are writing your statement of purpose or your document of POF, if you are writing that this happened, show the documents, right? That way you are not even stressing the person approving. You are giving the person, there is this thing that when you are marking stuff, you say, this person, because this person made life easy for me, I will make life easy for you. Like, the approval will be fast. Can you show property as proof of funds? Yes, you can show your property as proof of, but not, I would say, not your major proof of funds, right? Show the exact money they need, but show them that even if this money does not come true or something happens to it, it disappears or whatever, right? I have these properties to save myself if it gets so tough that I can't. Or let's say even you have the exact money, for people in my country, you have the exact money and dollar fluctuates. You can even explain that, yeah, even though I have the exact money, I have, and in a situation where there is a fluctuation, I have my properties that I could always sell to step up, just in a situation where I can't meet up with this, right? So you can use that, but I don't think you should use the property as proof of funds, because they need the cash. What they are talking about is not value of the property, but the money, the liquid cash they are seeing. So the showing of property as proof of funds can be like a backup and not the primary proof of funds. I would actually say that even the property, use it as home ties, right? In my own case, the property that, to show their support, they gave me a land gift, so I'm also coming back for this land, right? So it was like, even if you think I'm not, my parents are not strong home ties for me. How about the property they gave to me? As I'm saying it, as I'm writing it, I am proving it, I'm showing it, right? As I'm writing it, I'm showing it. So whatever you are writing, prove it. The truth is actually that it's it's actually true that what is it called? It's actually true that without a travel, that no travel history is a thing. Yes, it is a thing. No travel history. I didn't have a travel history, but because I didn't have that, I had to make sure that every other thing is sounding convincing, so that they don't bank on that, because people have been rejected with the flimsy excuses of no travel history. So if you don't have travel history, explain why you don't have travel history, right? Was substitution for that travel history, right? And yeah, it's actually not an easy time right now with the immigration process, but believe me, people have been approved even in shorter days than mine. Like, this is application that I've hand in hand walked through with these people, right? And they were approved in shorter days than mine. It's still a miracle. It's still a shock to me, right? And I'm grateful to God for that. But one thing is consistent with what we do is that we try to make the application transparent, right? So I would give more context to this particular one, like people being approved in a shorter time than mine. I was approved in 7 days, and other people like approved in shorter time than mine. So it still boils down to be as transparent as possible, right? Be as transparent as possible. And yeah, after all of this, pray. So even though the immigration policy is tight, please do not fear and do not join the people that would have already tightened their mindset that it's no longer possible to relocate. If you can, and if you have the means, focus on your application. Make sure you have a well-tailored application, and that's it. Then pray. God is able. God is more than able. Then pray. It will happen. Yeah, that's it for me. Okay guys, if you got to this part of the video, thank you for watching. And if you're not subscribed, it's not fair. Please subscribe. All right, and I appreciate you all. See you on the next one. Bye.